Welcome back to a brand new episode of NH Unscripted. Lucky listeners. I got my Nehru jacket on, my bell-bottom pants, and my platform shoes. Your job, and you know what it is. Kick back on those water beds, light the incense. Hey, fire up a lava lamp. We're not judgmental here. Judgment-free zone. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. A lot happens out there. We're coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Kankakee. My God, it is cavernous in here. Cavernous, I say. Echoes everywhere. There are some groups that I fight to get them in. I don't know what they're doing out there. They're doing their own thing. I try to get them in, try to get them in. Finally, I get an email. Hey, Ray, want to talk? Lend Me a Theater happens to be one of those groups that are apparently extremely busy and everybody wants them. Good morning.
Good morning, Ray.
Please introduce yourselves. In your role.
I am Mary Fraser, and I am the new vice president of the board for LMAT.
Welcome.
I am Kat Abdulwahid, and yeah, I know. I saw the eyes go big.
You're the reason I said please introduce yourself. I wasn't going to stumble over that.
Fair. Kat's fine. Okay. We'll just sport the Cher Madonna kind of thing, one word. So I am the current vice president. I'm a founding member from 2015. I have been co-chair, vice president, president, vice president, vice president, vice president, and now president again.
Wow. Let me say, first of all, it's so good to see you guys again.
You too. Old friends. Yeah. Sorry, old is a sensitive word. Yeah.
Judgment-free zone.
Previously established friends.
How are you folks?
Good.
You have to be. Yes, you are.
Busy,
I know you are.
Yeah. I think there's another layer with Lend Me a Theater because we are nomadic. Mm-hmm. So everything we do, we have that extra, push to find venues to perform at, but then also to find rehearsal space and things like that.
Do you want to jump right in there in that point? Because I was going to get to it sooner or later, but I know it's huge for you folks.
It is.
And are you still doing dinner theater up there, Tupelo?
Yes, we are. Yep, we are the only theater group that performs at Tupelo, and we are back again this year. We started off there several years ago, doing one show a year. There in the fall, always an audience interactive murder mystery dinner theater, and they said, we've got a lot of requests, and we are filling up the seats. So they added an extra day. So now for the last few years, we've been performing 2 shows there, a Saturday and a Sunday. Yeah, which is really nice.
Well, that is huge in this day and age when groups are fighting for audiences and fighting for money and good.
And you've seen a decline everywhere, as far as not just audience after COVID and things like that, and a rough economy at the moment, with a reduction in attendees, but also in volunteers.
Oh, so, I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, that seems to have declined a lot post-COVID.
Oh, man. Yeah. Did you guys depend a lot, or do you depend a lot on volunteers for your...
Yes. So with Tupelo, we usually, ideally, we'd like to have about 10 volunteers.
That many?
And, yeah. We used to do like 12 to 15 when we were serving.
Yeah? You had to serve. Rabbit hole alert.
It is a long... arduous day, but we are really appreciative of Tupelo and working with them, being able to perform this, because there used to be, when I first started in theater, tons of audience interactive murder mystery dinner theaters, which New Hampshire seems to love. But throughout the years, I've noticed for the decade plus that we've been, doing that I've seen other groups, I don't know if they're disbanding, falling off the radar, changing what they're doing, but I haven't seen as many audience interactive murder mystery dinner theater groups out there in New Hampshire.
Can you name one other one? I don't even think there is. I couldn't name one.
I don't know. There used to be a group out of Vermont that would come over to the Keene Community Kitchen and perform there, I think, as fundraisers and stuff. But they had their core group, just a handful of people, and those were the performers, and that's what they did, and went into a place, and there was no set and stuff like that I remember. I think it was mostly like costume, and then you're in the audience, that sort of thing. So
I think the last group I knew, and this is dating us, I think, George Peel down in Manchester,
Oh, wow.
stage
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
right? That's the
Gosh.
only one I could pull up that
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
There was also a number of dinner theaters that Majestic Theater would do
Yes.
as well when
Yep.
they were over
Rob
at the
Dion's group?
Executive
Yep,
Court.
yeah,
They did?
Majestic
Yeah.
did dinner theater.
I didn't know
don't
that.
know. Were they audience interactive? Or
They weren't
just
interactive, no, but they
Okay.
did do
the dinner.
dinner
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah, prior to COVID, when they were over at the executive court,
Boy, COVID just,
Yeah.
put us
it
knife in
certainly
the heart.
hit the arts
Oh,
very hard.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And then
sad.
now, of course, the government's cutting back on funding.
Yep,
Another whack.
that's a rabbit hole. I don't think. We
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it makes me grind my teeth off.
My Greek just went up. Yeah.
Let's, if you don't mind, since it's been a while, let's kind of journey back to the early days. Well,
Sure.
How did LMAT come about? And
Well, actually, it's a cute little story. A couple of us were, several of us have always moonlighted in other groups. Heads up, Andrew, right? And we, we were in another group locally, and we were performing, and I had been talking with Jack Miller, who is one of my dear friends. He's really close to my heart. And we just said, hey, I'd love to do an audience interactive murder mystery dinner theater. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, let's do this. And we were trying to find a way to do that. The group that we had been working with, that wasn't really their forte. So we were like, well, what if we just did it as a one-off, as a fun thing? We both love, the October Halloween season. So we're like, well, let's look at something like Midlife Dracula. He was going through a mid-non-life crisis, and he needed an orthopedic coffin, and, this
Okay.
sort of thing. So we're like, oh, okay, let's do it as a one-off. And we're like, oh, what if we just formed our own theater group? And then, oh, what if we became nonprofit? And bing, bang, boom, and 3 months later, here we are. So that was the beginning of 2015. We had about, I think, 15 founding members. And we just banded together, got things done. We were hot off the press. We were ready to rock and roll and just, do all the things that needed to be done to become 501c3 nonprofit. And we started out, and to this day, we've never had any sponsors.
at all?
At all. The first show that we ever did, it was funded by like a couple of our board members.
Seriously?
Shout out, thank you very much.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then they were reimbursed because after our first show, we made money. And at that time, we also did the food.
Wait, a theater made money? A theater group made money?
I know.
Put it in
Not
the
a lot.
books, baby.
But enough to fund our next show, yeah. So, and then if we needed something like a capital, item like our trailer, affectionately known as Bert, then, that was funded and then reimbursed. So we were very lucky that we had some board members that were able and willing to do that. So that was really good. And that's how we started. And throughout the years, we've gone anywhere from, the 15 or so that we started with down to 5 members, sometimes 8, and then down to 5. And now we're at 6 board members and wanting to grow. So anybody who wants to join our board, we're also, or if you don't want the full commitment of joining a board, if you are good at a task, and it doesn't matter what that is, if that is making posters, if that is canvassing, if that is, creating our program or something like that for the show, or you want to work on a singular task, we're more than willing to, have you join our board and, work together, because many hands make light work, and all
Great
the other,
point.
old
Great
adages that we can come up with. And we all know that arts always has something that you can do no matter what that art is.
Congratulations to you folks for being around so long. I mean, if there was ever a reason for a group to not exist, right? you coming out of Starting Gate, you're going to invent this group, you're going to do dinner theater, and then COVID, and then the government, and you have every reason, and you're nomadic.
Oh, yeah, that's a...
If ever there was a reason to not hang around, you folks had it all. So how do you take that all in stride? There's a lot of obstacles there. Dinner theater, by itself
Yeah.
is just huge.
Well, when we first started out, we were doing, like I said, we were cooking the meals as well. So, like Midlife Dracula,
We know I did
had
not
a
know
whole
that.
spooky
You were
dinner.
cooking the meals yourself?
We had a whole spooky dinner as well. Yeah, yeah. So my mother used to be the director of the Keene Community Kitchen, and every year they would participate in Oktoberfest. So. Or the Pumpkin Fest, rather,
Yep,
out
yep.
there. And so I grew up doing spooky dinners, and my family were extremely macabre. And, let's face it, I look like Morticia Adams. So
Not touching
we're-
it.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
not.
Yeah. So it's okay. I can admit it. But we did all these. Oh, I'm
No,
hearing
good,
you
good.
that. So we did all these cool spooky dinners. So we just incorporated that into our first show. Spaghetti that looked like colored to look like brain matter and stuff like that. We did all that. But as we progressed within a few years, we were not able to continue making our meals. So now we've gone to catering.
All right. Good place to put a pin in it temporarily. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. On those transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Lend me a theater's in the house. I have a lot of questions for them. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, we're loving being out of bed today. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those transistor radios, 101.9 FM for those beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. We are coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I love sitting in that center square. I did hear a story about Charlie Weaver. Not going there. Not right now. I'll leave that one for another day. Let me at theaters in the house. So, that's... Kat, it's so difficult starting a group, and then on top of that, you guys decide you want to be a dinner theater, and you're going to make the food yourself and do the theater yourself.
And read the scripts and take out the garbage when you're done. It's glorious.
And then pack it all up, put it in the truck, and leave.
Great
And
point,
leave,
Mary.
yes.
Great man.
We put things up, we take things down. Constantly.
So, where are you currently performing? Where do you folks... We have said already, we've established you're nomadic.
Mm-hmm.
For folks who don't really know what that means in theater, why are you nomadic? What's happening there?
So nomadic means we have no solid, recurring home or place to constantly perform, rehearse, build our set in that spot. So we have to build a set that's portable. We had Jack Miller, one of our founding members, found a metal worker, and he constructed these flat bases for us, but made out of hollow aluminum, so that we had stands and we could put them on and put Velcro stuff to the front of them, Luan, whatever we were doing, and they weren't so heavy to transport. So we were thoughtful or methodical about what we purchase and who can lift it.
That's a great point, too.
Yeah, somebody has been like basically our resident stage manager, which is Doris George. She's a previous founding member.
How's Doris doing?
And,
I haven't seen
she's
her.
good.
Yeah.
She's good. I was just with her
Hi,
last night
Doris.
at Andrew's amazing magic show. Thank you, Andrew Pinard. Other Andrew.
I got you.
Yep. Through the Walker lecture series. And
Oh, you were in
I held at
Concord
the
then.
City
I thought,
Audi.
wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was
That's the
I'm blown away.
Kimball Jenkins area over there?
City Audi right near
Oh,
the
the Audi.
library.
Yeah.
So I'm still blown away. So
He does some great stuff.
he's amazing. So it was wonderful, and had a few people there. Doris was with us last night. So the litmus test is if Doris can lift it, we can use it.
Okay.
Yep, that's how
Simple
That's
enough.
the gauge. We're good.
Enough.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, we morphed into stopping doing all of the catering, switching to catering because we just could not cater it ourselves.
Yeah.
It became too tedious. And depending on the venue that we're at, Tupelo's big. They handle the food portion of it. We just have to do the supply volunteers to help go through the lines for the people to come through the lines to get their food. When we go to someplace like Kimball Jenkins, We switch it and it becomes a dessert theater, and we
Got
usually
it.
have it catered by the amazing Kristen Crum.
Wow.
Yep, they're wonderful to work with.
Love
They
their
usually give us
food.
a bit of a nonprofit discount and stuff, so they're fabulous. They've been great.
How have things changed over the years for you folks? Gotten easier? Is it more difficult?
We're old, Ray.
Speak for yourself.
That's why going to all these different venues, and then you've got the flux of people getting burnt out because they're doing everything from reading the scripts, like I said, all the way through taking out the garbage at the end,
Welcome
and
to
very
theater.
often performing while all that's going on. So we're a very involved board. The board helps produce if we have an outside director. So that's always been a challenge. So what we're trying to do now is grow again. Again, hint, hint. Anybody who wants to join.
Well, first tell them where you're out of.
We're nomadic.
No, I know, but you have a home. I mean, you have a, don't you have a hometown?
The current legal address is
thank
my
you.
legal address, which I'm not going to put on air. But yeah, we're based basically out of Concord. But we have performed everywhere from the Cliff House and in Maine and Jonathan's in Agunquit, all the way down to Geyer's Arts Barn on Cape Cod.
Truly nomadic.
Yeah, but we're trying to stay more central in New Hampshire. And well, let's just say Lend Me a Theater may be having some current upcoming news about a new home base, but we are currently in finalizing arrangements, so we will have a very exciting announcement soon.
That's big.
Yeah. So maybe we're just going to have to book another radio show.
Oh, we would love to have you
when
back
we
for
have
that.
yeah.
Wow. So are you wanting to find a facility for home simply because it wears you out being nomadic? I mean, and it's so convenient just to have a building. Yeah, I think
Correct. So the goal is to find like a more permanent base
Yeah.
so that we are not, so even though we're searching and we have some people that we normally work with like Tupelo to go to Kimball Jenkins or, via Hatbox previously, that sort of thing. Yeah, I know. Another knife
what
in
a
our heart.
story, no kidding.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Well, not only that, but just the ability to bring everything into one spot. Because right now, the truck, Bert, is sitting at one location. Set pieces may be in storage at another location. Costumes are at somebody's house. Props are yet in a third spot. Scripts are
Makeup's
at
in my
house.
closet. Yeah.
So everything is scattered. So we know that we have something, but we don't necessarily know who's got hold of it right then and there.
Get out
Which
the
takes another
spreadsheet.
layer of coordination. Okay, we need this, or we've got to get something out of our storage unit. So, 30 things need to come out in order to access what's in the back. So, our current, finalization is going to change change a lot of that.
Can I ask if it's going to be fairly local to the area?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep,
good.
very centrally located.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Centrally located in towards the center of Manchester area or so.
little breadcrumb there.
Yeah. So fingers crossed,
Yeah,
and that's pretty much
nice.
all yeah.
How's your scheduling? How many shows a year do you do now?
Between 1 and 2,
Okay.
but I will say Mary is a whiz at organization. So she and I work very well together, and I'm going to give a shout out to Monday.com, which is a software, basically a project management software, but nonprofits can apply to get it for free. So we now have that organization level, so Mary has planned out our entire year. When do we need to advertise? When do we have to hold auditions?
Oh, my goodness.
And then I'm going to toot Mary's horn here for
Do
a
it.
second. But Mary came on as an actor with us, and then she's volunteered. Then she became the head of the play selection committee, and we went from 3 or 4 on the play selection committee to
9, I believe.
9 now.
9 people who are reading plays for wow.
And Mary's got it all so that they can not only read, but rate the plays and not have to have, and it's anonymous. So nobody feels like, I
that's
don't
really
like this play
cool.
because of XYZ. It also pulls out anything that we have to give warnings for, language, Mary, or things like sensitive content or that sort of thing, controversial content. Yeah.
Are there? Go ahead.
Yeah, again, I'm going to give props to Andrew Pinard, I think, who developed the initial scripting, script rating, which I will admit, yes, I borrowed heavily from.
Yeah.
But we look at it and rate it on, number one, can we cast it? Because let's face it, there are shows that we would love to do, but you're not going to be able to cast this show in New Hampshire.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
Or it was castability, technical issues. Again, being a nomadic group, is this going to involve a lot of lights and effects and things that will need time to set up that we just can't do on the day we move in?
The play that goes wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
No, there's no way that we could do that as a nomadic group. Let me see. Sellability. Is the audience going to like it? Does it have name recognition, or does it at least sound interesting enough that people want to come see it?
Marketability.
And then there was just a personal reaction. It could be, yes, it's great, we can cast it, we could, no tech problems, people recognize it. Personally, I hate this script because blah, blah, blah. And it takes that into account.
Andrew developed that? Andrew developed that Shiva?
I believe so, yeah.
That's
And
impressive.
Andrew, he developed an
He's a
awful
whiz.
lot with Hatbox that all of us have been able to benefit from.
Great point.
It's
Great
huge loss with the community.
Halfway through the show, we still
have so much to cover.
I know. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the Car 54 like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Lend me a theater's in the house. Finally. Let me say finally. So good to see them again. Yeah, we're just scratching the surface. We're right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. I know you're doing a happy dance. We are here too. We're coming to you from dating game like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Very, very happy to be doing it too, I might say. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Lend me a theater's in the house. Before we get too deep, if people did want to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Oh, carrier pigeon.
Nah, great.
I mean, isn't that the
Don't
way?
we all have them?
Right. www.lendmeatheater.org. And theater spelled like the building, not the act of doing.
Oh,
Yep. Or
very good delineation there.
as we found out, lendmeatheater.org. And then you can't spell it wrong. I know, it's bizarre. It's like one of these weird things that came about.
Weird is a great way to put it.
Well, Lend Me a Theater came because we were all in a show and it was Lend Me a Tenor. That's where most of us bonded. And then we were like, well, we don't have a theater. And then Lend Me a Theater morphed, and that's how we got our name. So you can do that, or follow us on our Facebook page, please, and then you can send a message to us there, or any one of our personal, if you know any one of us, any one of our personal Facebook pages, you can reach out and we can direct you to,
Nice.
Yep.
You folks have an email list too and all that stuff? You do?
admin@lendmeatheater.org.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Covered all the
Nice and
bases
easy.
for that.
Yep. So we've got that, and I do want to give a shout out to all of our founding members, our previous board members that have worked tirelessly, and I do mean that literally, over the years, and then also all of our volunteers, because everybody knows that community theater could not survive without its volunteers.
Thank God. Right?
Yep.
My goodness. Hey, was there anybody in particular on the board that you wanted to? Is Mo still around?
Mo actually retired from the
She did.
board, but she still volunteers
Okay.
and comes back. She did costuming for our
Yeah?
last show. Yeah.
haven't seen her in ages
Actually, I'm
either.
going to turn it over to Mary because I've been occupying the mic for far too long.
Pressure, Mary.
I'm not sure. You can take the stress.
Yeah. So.
It's so shy and retiring.
So as of 2026, we have a brand new board. And
Was that on purpose? Can I
introduce?
ask you that? Was that on purpose? You just wanted to clean the board, or you just happen to have new members?
A lot of people were retiring off
Got
the
ya.
board because some were on for 10 years. Wow. And others had been on for 8 years or what have you. And it's, they're just normal turnover, but also like after 10 years, you kind of go, okay, I'm at
get back
I'm at
up.
11 years. I think I've got an eye twitch, but I'm just, I'm rolling with it. So,
Yeah. So,
Mary, what are you doing over there?
oh, not much. No. I'm sitting here. Where did I come in? I came in 2019 for
Okay.
Poltergeist as an actor, and then of course COVID. I think actually you liked me because I could scream like a maniac, which is acquired.
always a pleasure.
It was needed for a murder mystery.
All right.
Had to take a hiatus for COVID, of course, and then we had some family medical issues, which meant I could not actively do theater. So I was semi-retired from theater for a number of years. But when Kat came to me at one point and said, well, would you like to join the play selection committee? I was like, yeah, I mean, I can sit and read a script any old time. So that's when I started that in September 2024 and basically created the script rating sheet and started another database of a script library. What scripts do we have on hand? Where do you get them? Who's the producer?
Where are they now?
Where are they now? They're all in my house. But that was helpful because I tracked it into what productions have we already done. So basically, Kat's taking advantage of my anal retentive nature to document
Fully.
everything. So
Why not? Why not?
I may be a solid, I'll say, journeyman actor, but I am very
She's
anal
more than
retentive.
that.
I've
She's
stage
humble.
managed.
She's humble.
She is awesome. Like, we have a Google Drive. We now have our script library on there,
do?
so we can. Yes, she's tirelessly molded some of the stuff of scanning and stuff like that. Mary has
That's bad.
has
Frick, I
scanned
hate
and.
scanning things. Oh, my God,
she
Mary.
has made and organized our Google Drive. We've got, like I said, that previously software. But Mary has also taken the play selection committee to a new level in moving to a different plan.
What? Okay.
Well, I mean, ideally, what we've been doing was literally planning a show or finalizing a show almost immediately before it was going up.
Okay.
So literally, we're doing a show in June. Yeah, what shall we do? And pick it right then.
Oh, okay. Got ya.
We have gotten to the point that our murder mysteries now we're trying to decide ideally before the previous one goes up. We haven't quite made that, so we did the show in October. We finalized this October's show last month, and hoping to get back into non-murder mysteries. We are working on finalizing 2 shows so that we can have plans for 27 and 28 for the straight play, and then go back right into planning 27 and 28 murder mysteries. The goal is to literally have 2 years worth of material ready, which also gives us some flexibility in the event that we don't get rights for something. We immediately have a backup, so we don't have to go into panic mode.
And gets the word out there for advertising. Hey, this is what we're doing.
Marketing. Who'd have thunk it was
Who
a
would have
thing?
thought?
Huh?
Yeah. And in addition, like there's a lot of stuff in New Hampshire that gets repeated because I think there could be a little bit more communication in the theater world of New Hampshire of, hey, this is our 2-year lineup. This is what we plan on doing. So we know, hey, we're looking at this play. We like these 2. You know what? Another group is doing, play A, so let's do play B instead. So
I
that there's
cannot
not
believe you
repeat.
actually brought that up. I don't think I've ever heard anybody suggest that before.
I saw
yeah.
something on Facebook about having more communication
Yeah,
about
there
that.
should be, you
about
would think.
what
Right.
what groups are doing what. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of that revolves around, for people who don't know, what's available. Sometimes Broadway steals stuff back. They want to redo it, and so they pull the rights and all that stuff. And so you kind of don't know. Whatever's left out there for all the groups to kind of fight, you hope you're not overlapping and cannibalizing your audiences.
I think I saw that post on Granite Stage about hey, what can we get more communication about who's doing what?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to do some
How
of
have
that.
we
too.
never done that? I was talking to Ken Kale this morning. I said, there's over 200 community theater groups.
It's amazing. New
How have
Hampshire's
we never
amazing.
talked to each other? How is that possible?
I think because we're all so busy doing everything.
Especially those that are nomadic. You might have a few other things going on there.
I think we all do. Everybody. I mean, we've all
Yeah.
worked in community theater. We're always like, hey, we lost this actor. Okay, you're a stagehand. You've been promoted.
Wow.
You do what you can, but I think we're all doing so much.
That's too bad, though.
People are always like, oh, you do theater? That's so cute. And I just look at them with an expletive that I can't say on air.
Thank you.
And say, are you kidding me? This is a dangerous sport. So,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. All right, so we're in the third block here right now, all right? So what's coming up? Do we want to hit that? You wanna
Yep, Mary,
chat
do you
about it?
wanna-
All right.
Well, as I said, we finalized our fall show.
All right.
It is Occupation Murder is that Billy St. John? I
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Occupation murder.
believe. So it takes place, strangely enough, at a TV studio.
Oh.
So if you think about it, it is during the rehearsals and taping for a TV show called what is it? It's a Living.
Okay.
It's a living.
It's a Living. Think of it as a not so subtle ripoff of What's My Line.
Okay. Okay. We'll live
So
with that.
You have your guest panelists, you have your hosts, your mystery guests, your sponsors, and the sponsor is murdered.
Got ya.
Who did it?
Mm.
Was it the cast member who was going to be fired and replaced by the sponsor's Maul, who was very much like Lena in Singing in the Rain? It's lovely to look at and really hard to understand.
Oh, man. This can't be going this fast. It can't be. I have so many questions. I miss you guys so much. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, we're happy folks here. We're actually out of our pajamas today. That's a benefit here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those transistor radios. Put that earplug in there. 101.9 FM. That's an old folks reference. 101.9 FM. Those beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Yeah, we're running out of time, as always. Lemia Theater's in the house. We'll be right back. We finally have... Welcome back to NH Unscripted. We're coming to you from deep within the bunkers of the studios of WKXL in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on the Sony Walkmans. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Everything that happens here at the studio is up there, archived. NHTalkRadio.com. Go out there sometime. Take a trip. It'd be worth your while. We are celebrating 80 years of community radio here. 80 years. Doing anything for 80 years. That's a lot of time. We are proud. Anyway, Lemia Theater is in the house. So I have some questions. So first of all, how big is the cast for the show coming up? And give the name again.
Okay, the show is Occupation Murder with a cast of 14 people. So you've got
14.
a really good chance of being cast.
So you have not cast it yet.
Not cast yet.
no.
No, we are actually waiting on finalizing our location so that we can say auditions are going to be at a mystery location to be disclosed momentarily.
Mystery.
And then reaching out to put out a call for directors. We're also going to be looking, because we are nomadic, looking for somebody to help us build the set.
Okay.
The set it's currently in the process of being designed, but again, because it's nomadic, it has to be put together off-site and then brought places. So
Yep.
we're looking for somebody who, maybe you like working backstage. You don't want to be on stage under the lights like those crazy people.
We find that hard to believe,
I
but
know.
I don't
It's-
understand.
There it
It's
is.
difficult, but you want to participate if you're good with tools, which is definitely not me.
Huh.
I can come in and I can point and say, put that there, but I can't tell you how to put it together. So if you've got that skill,
you get the
Come on
supervisor
over.
skill.
yes.
Yes, she does.
Yes. You can tell I've been a stage manager in the past. Don't do that.
So
Show dates are will
Thank
be in
you.
October. We
Okay.
will have a couple of different venues that we'll be traveling to, Tupelo being one of them on October 3rd and 4th.
Okay.
I think tickets will be going on sale shortly if they already haven't gone up. And then we will be, we've got 2 other locations that are currently under contract at the moment, so we just have
To
to
perform in,
finalize.
or-
To
okay.
perform in, yes, yeah. So we'll announce those shortly.
if you don't mind, I want to get into a little bit of the minutia here about your process. So it takes on a whole nother difficult level for you folks because you are nomadic, and I don't want to. It just seems to me it adds this extra because I know I'm wondering here. So you've got people who. They don't know where they're going to rehearse. They're kind of not quite sure where they're going to perform. And so it becomes kind of tough, doesn't it, for them to want to audition or how do you work with that?
We usually have the majority of that pegged down before
Okay.
we announce auditions.
Okay.
We may have one location that is currently like, hey, we're under negotiation or we've approached this particular venue. We're currently trying to. So we announce that dates are going to be, because normally we have Tupelo booked, about 9 months to a year in advance. We used to have like Kimball Jenkins and
Yep.
stuff like that in conjunction with Hatbox booked that we would know ahead of time. So normally once you've hit the audition process, we can announce, hey, we are going to be auditioning and rehearsing at this location, and then we will be performing, we know of, at these couple of locations on these particular dates. We are currently in negotiations for, a third weekend with this date at this location. So it's all announced ahead of time. There's a lot of transparency with what we're doing.
My hat's off to you. It's a lot of
It's-
heavy work that
it
other
is.
groups don't have to do.
It is, which is why we're trying to rectify that to make being on the board a little bit more of a smooth experience, and to not have to have we're looking not only for a constant place to perform,
Yeah.
but also a place to live, basically, for those 3 months while you're rehearsing. And then the setup and the teardown, and the setup and the teardown, and the setup and the teardown. So that's a lot on a production team, on cast, on crew. And so if we can eliminate some of that, I think it makes the experience a little bit better and not as labor intensive.
Yeah, I get so envious of the people like the community plays of Concord.
Oh, I know.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
that
we have a lot of envy. We have a lot of envy for a lot of places because you know where you're going to be. You know that all you have to do, the place is yours, and you're going to be rehearsing, on these nights. And there's we used to have a rehearsal hall
Yep.
that we used to be at, and we could construct and leave things up as we constructed
be
it
in Hooksett?
for Hell Week. Yes,
Yes.
Yep. It was a union hall in Hooksett,
Yeah, I
which
remember that.
Plumbers and Steamfitters Union Hall, and we were there for
Right.
years, and we thanked them for all the opportunities that they gave us. In fact, that's where we did our first show, Midlife Dracula. Was there.
Man. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So as a group that does, I'm going to say one show a year, that leaves you with a lot of shows that you may never get to, but that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So are there things that are coming down the line for you that you're kind of anticipate? You mentioned, Mary, that you're trying to get out there 2 years ahead, maybe, to know. Is that... does that excite you to be able to have that much? I mean, folks who do like 4 shows a year, they're bashing their brains out trying to come up with something new every year, right? So, but you've got now a bank, I would think, of potential shows.
At this point, we started out when we were looking at the 27, 28 seasons. I think I started out essentially just reading a huge cross-section of scripts and going, no, too technical, too, too
You're
many
going through your
effects.
cross your list there. Yeah.
That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And then I came up with, I think we started out with 26 scripts.
Yeah?
And basically said, okay, I'd like you to read, there's 9 of you, just like read 3 of these each. Here's this, keep track on the spreadsheet of which ones you've read, because I don't want more than, I need people to read different scripts, rate them, then we'll pull together the ones that are the highest scores. We got interrupted because we had to bounce to finalize the murder mystery show when we got our final booking for that. We're getting back to those shows now. When we wintered it out, we did a preliminary scoring of things and basically weeded out the bottom half of the list.
Okay.
And now they are looking at, I believe we've got 16. We've got 9 people.
16 potential plays?
We've got 9 people, and each person is now reading additional 4 scripts.
Okay.
So, but some of the people are doing, multiple people reading the same script.
Okay.
So I believe we've got 8 or 16. I can't recall right off the bat. It's been a while since I've looked at it. So from that batch, we're going to pick 2 shows.
Okay.
And then we will have 27, 28 figured out.
Was it a big decision to not do dinner theater? You said you're trying to go into like a drama, a straight play?
No, so we will always have our fall audience interactive murder mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Always.
our staple.
Okay.
Always,
All right,
yep.
all right.
And that's what Tupelo requests.
Yep.
Like that is the niche that they want, and it
Oh.
works very well in
Yeah,
that
I'll bet.
environment. They love it. But we'd like to go back to doing more than 1 show a year, and that allows us to, normally springtime, to do something that might be a little bit more dramatic or theatrical and stuff like that, without the, the campy murder mysteries, which are super fun.
Right.
But it gives us a different variety, because that's not the only thing that we want to do or have the chops that we're capable of as well.
Yeah, and I can see why being nomadic would really restrict that, right?
It can, but you get creative. I mean, that's what we are. It's creation.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
I do want to give a shout out to our new board,
Do it.
effective 2026, Mary.
Well, it's, again, Kat and myself, but we also want to welcome Matthew Parent and Ben Mahan, John Cares, and Valerie Care, who are not related, totally spelled differently.
Okay.
But a lot of caring.
There's a lot of caring on our script. I also want to thank the folks on the play selection committee who are doing all this reading
Yeah.
and weeding behind the scenes. And that's Amy Agostino, Eric Stanley, Jenna Carr, John Cares, Larissa Galt, Todd Gregory, and Val Kerrigan. So we have some
Some
of our
overlap.
That's a pretty good
board
count.
members double up and do some reading in their spare time.
It's a pretty good group of people.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
But
we're really
again,
lucky.
if you'd like to come serve on the board in any sort of capacity, we're looking for that. Play readers,
Yep.
tech folks. If
How
you
would they
have
find you again?
admin at lemiatheater.com or
.org.
.org,
Yeah,
sorry.
.org. Although .com will still now
Yes.
Okay.
refer to
Or
us.
lemiatheater.org.
Yeah.
Or Facebook.
Yep, Facebook. You can find us on Facebook, and also a lot of us are known in the community,
Yeah.
so you can reach out to our individual Facebook pages. We can send you the link to redirect you. But yeah, like us on Facebook and visit our website and come to auditions, which will hopefully be held at the beginning of June.
Oh, do it, folks. Do it. I can't believe the time goes so fast.
It does.
Oh, you've been listening to NH Unscripted. I hope you're as sad as I am that this one's over. Yeah. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on the Sony Walkmans. 101.9 FM for those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls of Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Linear Theater's been in the house. Too long since we talked. We'll get them back in again.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Ray.